Myself, Sai. I have around 10 plus years of experience in IT, and I've been corporate trainer since last 5 years. I'm an MCT, Microsoft Certified Trainer, and my domain is on Azure Data Engineering side. I teach on Azure Data Engineering, Azure DevOps, and Power BI. This is my skill set, and I also teach Fabric, which was introduced in last November by the Microsoft. So this program is related to Azure Data Engineering. Here we cover ADF plus Synapse plus Databricks. This is what we are going to cover as part of this program.
Sai, I have one doubt. Will
Yes,
this
please.
course be aligned with the DP 203 certification if we are interested to take?
Yes, AZ 203. Okay.
No,
It's
I mean
AZ
DP 20.
Azure Engineering Associate.
Okay.
Okay. It's AZ 203 certification. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a certification you can do.
What about DP 203?
There is no DP 203, right? Let me share and show you. Okay.
Okay.
This one is again AZ 203 only. Okay. The same thing. You can do this thing, and you can also prepare for DP 600, which is Fabric Engineering. It also covers Synapse. It also has Synapse, and ADF stuff also is available here. And the latest thing is Fabric. I can prepare for both of them. It's DP203, sorry. Okay. So the training program lies for 45 days. You will be having 2 projects during the training. One for Synapse and ADF. Sorry. And one for Databricks. So 2 projects will be done as part of the program. And the classes will be from Monday to Friday. The timings will be informed to you. Okay, no weekend classes. This is about the program. Any questions on this?
Is there any real-time projects after the class?
Yeah.
How
These are
does
the
it
2
work?
projects which you are going to do real time only. Okay. So one for ADF and Synapse combination. Either ADF or either Synapse, you can use any one of them and do the real time project. Which how a real time project starts from scratch. No, that is what you are going to build a real time project. And again on the Databricks also.
Okay. What about real-time processing? Are those topics covered, like Azure Stream Analytics?
Yeah, we are
And
going to
timing
cover
will be same 9 a.m. I have a question
timings. I think they'll inform you
because yeah, 9
because
to 11 I'm okay. Till
okay,
9 a.m.
morning.
to 11 a.m. In
Okay,
between I'm okay.
okay. Yeah, they'll inform you about the timings. Okay, they'll connect with everyone and they'll discuss on the timings part. If everyone is okay, 9 a.m. that is also fine. You're saying 9
Yes,
p.m.
yes.
or 9 a.m.
9 a.m. 9 a.m. right now. This
Right.
is the
Okay.
perfect timing.
Okay. So the
Other
tools which
than
are
9
going to
a.m.
cover, yeah, yeah. You can express whatever the convenient times for you. They'll talk with individual. They'll connect with you. Then note down. Okay. If one or two differences, they'll try to make adjustment. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
The tools which are going to cover as part of this program, you're going to learn Azure Data Analytics. This from ADLS Gen 2 storage account. You're going to see blob storage account. You're going to see SQL database. Databases, you will be covering Azure SQL database, dedicated SQL pool. This is on the cloud side. On-premise SQL Server. This is what they are going to cover. We also cover on the Synapse ADF. These are the tools for from Azure side. Databricks is again a third-party tool. You will learn the Databricks as part of this program, and you are going to learn SQL basics. You are going to learn PySpark as part of the program when we enter into the Databricks. Okay. This you are going to learn as part of Databricks part, and we'll also touch base serverless SQL pools, data flows, which is available in Synapse and ADF. Yeah, these are all things which you are going to cover as part of this program. And one more thing, we'll be learning something called logic apps also for sending an email. So this is also an automation tool. You'll be seeing how to use them. Yeah, these are all the things which are going to cover as part of this program. Okay,
So I have
this will
one
be.
question.
Mhm. Please go on.
Yeah. So actually for Synapse, there is some requirement for Python as well. So are we
Mhm.
covering in this course for some basic Python?
Yeah, yeah. As part of Databricks, no, we'll be starting with Python. Then PySpark is a flavor of the term. Okay. So in
Okay.
Synapse, wherever you use
Yes.
Python, no, that is on the notebook side. That notebooks part we'll be covering here in the separate section for Databricks. So we're going to take separate session for this so that you can apply for either Synapse role or Databricks role. Okay.
And what will be the duration of this course?
We are expecting to be completed in 45 days, and there
Okay.
will be two projects. Okay. So this you need to spend some around 45 to 48 days working days for us as part of the
Okay.
program. It's like 2 months you can consider. Okay.
Okay.
So a quick question regarding Azure Synapse Analytics. You only mentioned serverless SQL. What about dedicated SQL? Will it be covered? I mean,
I mentioned. I
data
mentioned here.
warehouse.
I mentioned here.
Yes, yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is on the course side. So let me start with some basics for today. Um, it's like a 30 minutes call. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I'll just show how the teaching method of mine. So we will be discussing theoretical part along with hands-on practice. So every day there will be a lab, and once the lab is completed, the recording will be shared with you. So you can access those recordings and you can practice the same thing. Okay. So you have live class, and after the live class, recording will be shared with you. Okay. So there is no that recording access you will have for lifetime. There is no restriction for that. Okay. And on the demo side, let me start with Azure basics first. So how many of you are new to Azure? Are you aware of anything on Azure side?
Yes. I have worked on Azure. So
Mhm.
Azure is a cloud-based portal where we can uh, store our data, and we can also manage databases, files, all these things.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
So let me go with start with Azure. So it's a cloud provider from Microsoft. From Microsoft. So what all it provides is the computing services. Computing services it is going to provide. So have you heard the definition called cloud computing? Have you heard any term this term cloud computing, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So it's basically the computing services. It's basically the computing services like storage, okay, RAM, IO, and networking and infra. All this together, okay, which will be delivered. The computing services, like all these services, which will be delivered over internet for us. Internet, okay. So which is called as cloud computing. The computing services like storage, RAM, IO, networking, and infra, which will be delivered over the internet, we can call it as cloud computing. And Azure, it's a cloud provider from Microsoft, which provides us these computing services, which delivers cloud these computing services for us. Basically, sorry, basically you have some architecture for Azure, which is divided into two types. One is physical architecture and one is logical architecture. So let's go with the physical architecture. Physical architecture side, you will be seeing something called uh, regions. I'll explain what is region, data centers, and you will have something called servers. You have something called racks. On this physical side. So what is region? A place where your data centers are located. Okay. So what is again data center? Data center, place where group of servers are located. And what is the server? Server is again a combination of these computing services. Racks, place where your servers are placed. We will place the servers in the racks. So these are the basic definitions. So in Azure, we have around 90 plus regions. Okay, 90 plus regions where you have the data centers for Azure. So one such example, I'll give you a few examples here. We have East US region, we have West US region, East US2, West US2 again, and South India, Central India, North Europe. Okay, we have West Europe. So like that, we have around 90 plus regions in Azure. Your data centers are located in those regions. So I said data center is a group of servers where they keep in a building and they'll be placed in that particular location. And servers, again, the combination of all these things they'll be providing for you. And racks, this is the place where your servers are kept. Let me show you some image from the Microsoft data center. These are the sample images. You can see how the Microsoft Azure data centers will be located. These are the group of small chunks of buildings they're going to construct, and inside that they are going to keep this kind of servers. So these are the servers will be looking for you in this image, how inside the data center will look like. And all the connectors, all the servers are connected with the internet, power supply, everything. And you're going to they are going to allocate these servers for us whenever we book it from the portal. Okay, and these are called as racks. This organized way of keeping these servers, no, these are called as racks. There is one of the example, you can see where racks looks like. Okay, um, this let me show you proper image for the racks. Yeah, so you can see this guy is keeping the servers inside the racks. These are the racks. Okay, this is how the data center looks like, and this is how the servers are placed inside the data center. Okay, and on the logical side of architecture, you will be having something called tenant, which is nothing but your account, the login credential for your account. So like Netflix, how you have an account, for the similar way you need to have an account. You need to have a similar subscription for this also on the account level. This we have different kinds of subscriptions. Let's say free trial subscription, we have student access subscription, you have Visual Studio subscription, Visual Studio or MSDN subscription, and finally we have something called pay as you go subscription. We have different kinds of subscriptions. Let me explain you them briefly in the next class. And in the next level of the subscription, the architecture goes to resource groups. Here it's a logical container for all grouping all your resources. So whatever you create in Azure, we call it as a resource. For example, if I create an Azure SQL database, I'll call it as a resource. If I create a virtual machine, I'll call it as a resource. If I create Synapse, I'll call it as a resource. So all these things are grouped together into a logical container called resource groups. So for each project, they'll maintain a separate resource group and they'll allocate their resources under that resource group, so that they can identify this resource group, this resource are belong to a particular project, and the billing can also be seen on the level of resource group wise also. Okay, this is on the logical architecture side. Um, any questions, guys? These subscriptions I'll explain in detail in the coming class. Free trial subscription can be taken by anyone if you have something called credit card or debit card and which is again they'll deduct 2 rupees from your credit card. They'll allocate 16,000 rupees for practicing, and the validity will be 30 days. Okay, student access subscription, if you are a student from any university, you can try with your email IDs. If it Azure recognizes your university, they'll give you some $100, and the validity for this is 90 days. Visual Studio or MS DL subscription, this will be given by the companies for us for practicing in real time. And pay as you go subscription, this is used by all companies for real time projects. They'll be getting invoice every month end, invoice at month end, and they'll pay the bills. Okay, this is about the various subscriptions we have. So while practicing, you will go with either free trial or student access subscription. If you are a student, you can go with this. If you are not a student and you are a working professional or you are out of the college and you wanted to practice, then you need to spend your credit card or debit card this amount, and they'll be giving this 16,000 rupees for free trial accounts. Any questions? So every day, this is how I teach through the notes, and we'll be having a hands-on lab parallel. Any questions, guys? Rajesh, Tarun, Praveen, Kazim, Amit.
Uh, no
Fine,
question.
sir. Fine. No questions.
Yeah, Amit, please go on.
No question. No question. We can create.
Okay, okay, okay. So
Uh,
this is on
I
the physical and logical architecture side. Yeah, please go on.
so I have a question. So overall, actually, I have a 6 years of experience on this ETL. I mean, so I'm
Oh,
currently working in the SSIS. I'm a MSB
okay.
developer. So
Hmm.
uh, if I attend this session, so is it worthful for me to migrate myself to ADF? I mean to say Azure Databricks and ADF.
Okay, you are the very aptful person than any other person in the training. If I believe that no one has worked on SSIS, right? Because I worked on SSIS initially. That was way back in 2014. SSIS, SSRIs, SSAS. I used to work on those tech stack. Okay.
Okay.
Later I moved to the cloud. So it is very easy for you to switch here into the cloud side. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And most of the projects, okay, they are moving to the cloud, right? They're not even, I don't
Yes.
think that SSIS projects, if I don't know whether you're getting these things, but if you see any profile, they're saying that ADF, Synapse, they are talking about Databricks, only these things from the Azure Data Engineering side. Okay. So it is very easy for you to switch from the domain to cloud.
Yeah.
And as you're
Actually, my
working on
requirement.
SSIS, please go on.
So my project is moving to migrating to the Azure now. So
Yes, okay.
uh, in couple of months, I'm into my project is in now UK.
Hmm.
So we are completely migrating to the. We are getting a new project. So due to that, I need to be prepared.
Okay, okay.
So I'm completely rely on your teachings and your things. So that's why
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, no
asking it
worries.
directly. So how it will
Yeah,
be
yeah.
worthwhile for
So
attending.
whatever you do in SSIS, no, we have those similar tasks in ADF also. Okay. If
Yeah.
a project
Okay.
does wanted to reshape everything into the ADF or Synapse, that we can do here. Okay. If your project wanted to run SSIS package in the cloud, that also can be done. Both the things can be
Yeah.
done. Okay. If there are any issues, we can connect. Okay. But both the
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
can be
Fine.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah. In this session, you will explain about the in ADF we can connect with the configure with the SSIS, right? Would you explain that part as well in the upcoming
Yeah, yeah,
days?
which is yes, yes. I'll show you some sample
Yeah.
demos on that. But majority focus is on cloud. But as
Okay.
you have a requirement, I'll take a session on that, how to do this migration part. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for that.
Okay, guys. Any questions? Sorry, guys. I have some meeting after this, so I could not take a long session today. But in the next
Okay.
class,
Okay.
I'll be
No
taking
issue.
an 1 hour session. Okay. Um, so if you have anything related to program, you can ask me. the other related payment related, you can talk with the organizer. Okay.
So I have one question.
Mhm.
In this course, both batch processing and real-time processing also covered, or only batch
You mean
processing? How is it?
you mean stream analytics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 99% of projects are batch processing only. Okay. So 1% they'll go with
Okay.
this event hubs or stream analytics type. Okay. If you want, I can show you in a class how we can integrate these things, and we can see for the real time analytics also. I'll conduct a session.
Okay.
Okay. So stream
Okay.
analytics is something different where people don't often go with the regular projects, right? If you are having some IoT sensors or some event hubs, the people who wanted to rely on machine learning side, they wanted to get data very real time. Every millisecond, the data has to process. Those people they'll use stream analytics. But I'll give you a demo on that also for
Fine.
your knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah.
For writing code in Synapse Analytics and Databricks, is PySpark is mandatory, right? So
Okay. Synapse, you don't
PySpark
need any
basics will be
PySpark.
covered.
Synapse, you don't
Okay.
need any PySpark. Okay, because we have whatever you can do with the PySpark, it is logically available in Synapse. Okay, so you can do without PySpark also in Synapse. If your project is just
Okay.
stressing out that we need to develop in PySpark only, then we have something called notebooks in Synapse, where you can, which is similar to the Databricks notebooks, where you have to write the code. Even PySpark, Python, Scala, R, Spark SQL, all these languages will be supported there. So any of the language you can choose there to write. Okay. So we have Spark SQL, PySpark, Scala, all these things. So for
Okay.
that part only, we are going to learn Databricks, where your notebooks part will come into picture and you can write the code there. So basic
Okay.
Python
Code
and
means
PySpark
what?
will be Python or
Okay. Code
PySpark.
means what about it is SQL or what in Synapse Analytics?
In Synapse, you need basic SQL to be a successful data engineer in Synapse. Okay, if you are going with
Okay.
notebook section like Databricks notebooks or Synapse notebooks, if you wanted to specifically your project is designed to use only notebooks, then you need to this programming languages comes into picture. PySpark, Spark SQL, Python, R language, all this comes into picture. Scala. Okay.
Okay.
Without that also,
Got.
we can easily do our work in Synapse. Everything is logically aligned there. I'll show in the coming classes. Minimum SQL, basic SQL is sufficient for this Synapse part. Synapse and ADF with the basic SQL, we can complete the project. But for Databricks, it is specially designed for these things. We have to go with definitely the coding languages there. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, guys. If there is any questions regarding the project, no, you can reach out to them and they can also make a conference call with me if you have any further questions. And see you in the next class, guys. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. And one more question, sir. Yeah, these projects, what domain it will be? Community, e-commerce, or healthcare?
Okay. So basically, you are going to have an airlines projects or similar to that on the or e-commerce. Healthcare projects are little bit critical because they have different resources to handle them. Okay. If they are using SQL, then that is also fine because we have some new things in Azure for healthcare side. Azure Fire that is specifically designed for healthcare domains. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. See you in the next class, guys.